So let's check in with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Heggen. Hey, anytime you can get on the slopes and on the mountains before Thanksgiving, the holiday, that's a good sign.
Yep, that's bonus territory for the skiers out there. And it looks like the High Sierra is going to pick up quite a bit of snow next week, while the Bay Area gets a good chance of rain. Details still a little fuzzy at this point. We'll get into it momentarily. We do have a storm system that's going to impact our weather over the next couple of days, but not with any significant rain chance. What it's mainly going to do is send more cloud cover into the Bay Area. The bulk of this one's energy and moisture is going to be sent to our north into the Pacific Northwest. So odds are that we're going to see just a chance for a couple of sprinkles north of the Golden Gate. It's also going to have an impact on solar power around the Bay Area. We were basically at the top of the scale in terms of the amount of solar energy that can be generated locally today, making the most of our 10 hours and 20 or so minutes of daylight. But we're going to chip away at those numbers a little bit Thursday and Friday. Not going to be overcast, more of a mix of clouds and sunshine. Let's take a look at it on Futurecast. Clear skies tonight. It's going to be chilly out there in spots early tomorrow morning, but the clouds increase throughout the day, and there's the rain staying to our north. Maybe a couple little radar freckles trying to make a run into Sonoma County. Along the coast, you might get maybe a couple of very light showers, more likely a couple of sprinkles, and that's going to be it. And then we are back to full sunshine as we head into the weekend. Looks like nice weather for both Saturday and Sunday. So it's not technically a 0% chance of rain tomorrow night into Friday, but it's at the very bottom of the scale. A much better chance of rain is in the forecast next week. Could be as early as Tuesday, kind of a 50-50 chance on Tuesday, with better chances shaping up Tuesday night into Wednesday and likely into Thursday and maybe even Friday. But we're still at the tail end of the 7-day forecast. And when we're evaluating these rain chances in winter around the Bay Area, you're going to have to adjust your expectations based on how far in the future it is. And at this point, it's about 6 days away from arriving in the Bay Area. So at that point, it's more of a trend forecast. Is the rain looking more or less likely? And at this point, it's looking more likely. As we get closer to the event actually arriving, that's when we can get into the rough details and eventually the finer details, the start and stop times, the exact amounts that we expect in different parts of the Bay Area. We just all have to be patient while we're waiting on it. At least we can get a nice sunset to enjoy while we are waiting. Temperatures are still in the 60s right now, anywhere from 61 in San Francisco to 67 degrees in Concord, after many inland spots did reach up into the low 70s earlier today. Later on tonight, temperatures are going to drop down to a mix of 30s and 40s. It's going to be a little chilly out there in spots, especially in the North Bay valleys and then in the Tri-Valley, down to 39 degrees in Pleasanton and Livermore, but no frost expected on a widespread basis. Some of the very coldest spots in the North Bay valleys may get a little bit closer to the lower half of the 30s, but then temperatures are going to warm up decently as we head through the day tomorrow, ending up either near or very slightly below average, just below 70 in San Jose, which is exactly the normal high temperature. Up to 70 degrees in Morgan Hill. You'll be one of the warm spots around the entire Bay Area. Upper 60s inland in the East Bay, mid 60s for Fremont, with upper 60s down the peninsula and Redwood City, retreating back to the low 60s in Half Moon Bay after you made the mid 60s today. Back to the mid 60s in San Francisco and also in Oakland, with temperatures in the North Bay reaching up mostly into the upper half of the 60s. But again, just the very warmest spots approaching 70 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Similar temperatures again on Friday. And then we do have a warm up in store as we look at the 7-day forecast just in time for the weekend. So both Saturday and Sunday are actually looking really good. Inland temperatures reaching up into the low 70s this weekend. Should see plenty of sunshine. And then farther down the line, that's when the rain chances arrive by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And this time of year, from inland spots to locations around the Bay, we don't see a whole lot of variation. So even around the Bay this weekend, temperatures are going to be close to 70 degrees. You're going to be a little bit cooler along the coast, of course. Temperatures are going to stay a little bit suppressed into the 60s, but that's not bad for the middle of November. And then very far down the line, we're putting showers in the forecast at this point for Tuesday. Again, that's the day that could go either way, with a better chance of rain moving in Tuesday night into Wednesday. Looks like this one could rank as our first atmospheric river of the season, towards the lower end of the scale, but it counts. We'll keep an eye on things and keep refining those details.
All right, thanks, Paul.